Guru Nation, welcome to episode 277 of Random Musings from the Clinical Trials Guru. Happy 4th of July. This won't be going out until after the holidays, but just to let you know, happy 4th to everybody out there. Hope you had a great 4th by the time you watch this. Chris Sauber, how's it going?
It's going very well, Dan. I like the background in your image more than the background in mine.
Yeah, show them my autograph collection behind you. That's the best thing in that office.
Which way? This way? Yeah.
Yeah, I got a Joe Montana. I got a Andre the Giant. For those that don't know, I go to that office where Chris is at once a week, and we share that office. So I have like some 49er stuff there, autographs, things like that. So yeah, how's it going, Chris?
Going well. Going well. Yeah, you have much more room here. When I go there, which is like once a month, much less room. Much less room.
Yeah, and it's even less now. The desk is a mess with all the DIA stuff that I got, and our own DSCS DIA stuff. But that's actually a great segue. So we just came back from DIA, and the reason we're filming this before July 4th, even though it's going out after the holiday, is because it's fresh in our minds. And after the holiday, it's not. You know, who knows how many beers we're going to be having by then. And I mean, we'll forget all these things. So we just came back from DIA. We touched on it a little bit in yesterday's podcast with Monica. But we wanted to do an entire podcast just on this. So the themes from DIA, Chris, what were some of the themes that that resonated with you?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a theme, but I mean, everybody was there for the most part for networking, right? I don't know if that's necessarily a theme or not.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess that's a theme, but the theme for like this year, people are talking about the same thing over and over again. For
technology. Yeah, technology.
Yeah, so that's what you got. I got from it, like, yeah, technology, of course, virtual trials.
That's technology.
And site consolidation.
Oh, yeah.
That's a theme.
A lot about that.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I wanted to get into is like site networks. And I'm interested because we have a site network. I mean, for those that don't know, we have a service for any sites, and we use it for our own sites, but we invite any other sites out there to plug into our site network. Yes, you have to pay a monthly fee, but it's very affordable compared to everyone out there. It's $1,000 a month. We get you studies. We do the surveys for you. We get source documents for you. We help you with your SOPs. We're available on call. Myself, Chris, our other staff members on call, round the clock. Any questions you have, we do your budgets and contracts, everything. Help you find PIs, give you recruitment advice. That's what you get from joining our site network. The same exact things that our partnered sites get, the sites that we actually own. You can get the same thing for your site for $1,000 a month.
So out of curiosity, now honestly, what would have you paid for this service when you started back in 2005?
In 2005, I would have paid nothing because I didn't have money. But in 2006, I would have paid 4-5 times this amount. I would have paid like $5,000. Matter of fact, I know this because I was offering consultants. Like, I hired consultants to help me do QA at my site to make sure that I'm doing the studies properly. And I told them, hey, you have all these industry contacts. Why don't you be my business development broker, and I'll pay you extra. I'll pay you $4,000 a month to do this on top of what I'm already paying you. And then they went and do it.
Right. And that's only for the business development side. That's not all the other services we provide.
No.
Right.
And that's on top of what they're doing, which is what our other services are anyways, plus more. So yes, this is why the sales pitches are so easy when we have new client calls almost every day. It's easy to sell this for me because I built this for me, back when I started.
And our nearest competitor, they charge double what we charge just for the business development and no other offerings.
Yeah, I don't really follow what other people are doing, but that's what I've heard.
Right.
There's no
Mm,
comparison, but the site networks, it's important. It's important, and it was good for us to go to DIA and learn how the sponsors and the big CROs what they think about site networks. And what they
mhm.
think about site networks is they need site networks. They want to
Yeah.
rely on more site networks going forward in 2020. But they also, it's not just volume. They're not interested in volume. They're interested in having quality sites. So now we have the incentive. This is why our services are going to be even better for our clients. Me and Chris and the rest of our team have the incentive now, okay, to handhold anyone who joins our site network,
Yep.
right? We need
Mhm.
it in our best interest to make sure that you know what you're doing as far as quality, because it's going to help us get more studies for everyone else in our network, right? And we're going to actually have to start being more selective when we have sites come in our network that are not performing up to our standards, which we've got to set up now. We're going to kick them out. So this is not just like you could
Well,
pay and
I,
join a network. I mean,
I
now
would disagree with
given
that a little bit.
no, I don't want to panic people, Chris. Let me explain. We're not
Okay.
just going to
Okay.
kick people out. We're going to give you plenty of opportunities to get your act together. We're going to help you do it. But there's only so much we can do. If you're still not doing it, if you're still not responding to emails, right? There's nothing we can do. There's no amount of training that's going to make someone respond to emails faster, right? So
Sure.
some sites are going to have to go from our network, but hopefully we get more and we create better sites. We create a better product and we keep the prices the same. You're getting more for the same price, and the industry wants this. So this is
Right.
why we're doing it. I mean, every CRO we talked to told us the same thing. Like, we
Hmm.
want more site networks, but we want quality sites.
Right.
So we're good at the getting research naive doctors up to speed, and then a lot of them are very good sites now, and we're proud of that.
Sure.
Everyone should watch the Dr. Gonzalez interview, the one I did with Gary
Gary.
Didio. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people like that. Those are just the ones I interviewed, right? So
Hmm.
we need to cultivate more of those sites. We need more success stories so that your success is our success. They're truly aligned now, and the industry's making creating an environment where that is what we're gonna do.
Hmm.
So yeah, site networks. I mean, what did give them the example without mentioning the name of the CRO, the particular CRO that was candid with us.
Right.
You know who they are. Give a let them hear from you. Why am I just talking? Like you do this.
Well, so I mean, you're right. Uh, it's in our interests initially. It makes our job easier to get studies for sites if we're bringing this particular CRO you're referencing, if we're bringing them quality. If we're bringing them quality sites, it'll be easier for us to get studies for everybody, right?
Hmm.
But that's all they want is quality. They don't want sites that are going to be difficult to deal with in terms of uh, data generation, getting patients, anything of that nature. They want to know they're getting a quality product. If they do, they'll work with us. No, I wouldn't say exclusively, but they will come to us with every new study they have and say, "Hey, what are your best sites, or the sites that can do this study? We'll take them on. Right? Just send them to us." Um, the concern here I have with probably what we're both saying is this kind of makes it sound like we're not willing to take on research naive PIs or sites, which we are.
Yeah,
We
we're still gonna keep. I mean, that's our thesis, and that's the site network's just one part of our ecosystem we're building. We're building
right,
a lot of, like, a portfolio of biotech companies. So we need research naive physicians. I don't care what the big CROs want. What the big CROs want for our site services is conducive to us making sure that we're doing a good job getting these research naive people up to speed, right?
right. So
The
the
onus
way,
is on the sites as well. Like, if you can build your own site network within our network, you can do that.
mhm,
You
sure,
know, there's a lot that people can even if they don't join our network, like you're building your own site network, that's what you should be doing, right? Focus on the quality of your first site and then duplicate that to your other sites.
hmm and the way I envision this working, at least on our end, is initially we'll probably only have maybe 5 sites or maybe a few more. We have yet to decide how we're going to determine this. And any new sites that we bring on, we'll still do as we're doing now, right? We just won't present them to, there's a big sponsor and a big CRO. We won't present them to those because we don't know really where you lie on the spectrum of quality. We'll still do everything we're doing now because we don't have that relationship yet with that sponsor and that CRO, right?
Right. Nothing has
We're still
really
working that
changed
way.
yet.
Yep.
Nothing has changed yet. So now is actually the good time if you are research naive to get up to speed. And actually, that was another theme I got from everyone I interviewed. Get up to speed now if you're research naive, because in 4 or 5 years, there's going to be less of a need for research naive if what the industry wants, they're able to pull off. If
Right.
not, then it's, same thing, nothing changes. But
Right.
if what they are pushing for, consolidation, virtual trials, all,
hmm
all integrating all these things, if that occurs, there will be less of a need for research naive. There's still going to be a need because there's going to be, I think, more studies, and not every sponsor is going to want site networks. Like ourselves as a sponsor, we have a site network, but it's not like we're only going to want site networks. So this is just an improvement, an added benefit for anyone who joins our site network or is already in our site network. Like we have the incentive now to make sure not only that you're getting studies and that you're profitable, like our mission has been this entire time, but now it's even one step further. Are you a good site? Like, are you
hmm
perceived as a good site? And as of now, July 2019, we're not charging more. We're not raising our prices. So get in now if you want to get in now and get grandfathered in, because if this takes more of our time, we're going to raise our prices at some point. But right now, we're not doing that.
I would agree. Yeah,
What
absolutely.
other takeaways from DIA?
Well, I mean, we've discussed this before, and you just kind of alluded to it. But I mean, as soon as they can figure out, and they being sponsors and CROs, I suppose, as soon as they can figure out how to get patients on their own without the sites, they're going to get rid of as many sites as they possibly can. They don't need them.
Scary, scary.
Yeah, yeah. When
So
it gets figured out, if it ever does.
if it ever does, I was just talking to, I did an hour-long podcast yesterday with Elizabeth Weeks Rowe, and sponsors are very ambitious in their plans. Like they're very idealistic.
hmm
They think that patients like them.
Yeah,
Pharma's like the most hated, maybe number one most hated industry in the world.
I know. I know. Yep.
So they're delusional if they
Yeah,
think that
they
they're going
are.
to be able to get the patients. Patients trust their doctors. That's what they want. It's a whole nother thing to actually be able to pull that off.
Of
I want
course.
to own the Angels and the Clippers.
At the
Okay.
same time.
Yes. And why not throw in the 49ers too? Okay.
Sure.
That's what I want.
Every
Now,
California team.
that's right. Now, that's what I want. Now
If you're going to be
pulling that off.
delusional, go all the way.
Now pulling that off is a whole nother topic.
Sure.
And
They're
that's the
delusional.
same thing that Pharma is saying. Okay, we're going to get the patients ourselves and eliminate the sites. Well, yeah, that's, we all want a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But
No,
maybe they'll be able to make a little bit of, incremental improvements and maybe need less sites, but not as dramatic as getting rid of all sites. But,
right.
and I think they realize this because they're not stupid. They might, they realize, okay, we're going to rely on, and this is back to the opening topic. Well, if we can't eliminate all the sites, let's just eliminate the bad ones, and
hmm
then have the site network. So that's the next step. So these concepts, even though they're idealistic and ambitious, are still revealing in the overall strategy, and they're the ones financing all this. So they're the ones in charge. I don't know
Sure.
if people don't realize this. You may hate them, but they're the ones paying for it. They're the ones financing our ability to thrive in this market, in this industry as well. So, we got to find ways to provide value for them as much as we dislike a lot of them some of the times.
And I mean, they've been trying to eliminate the bad sites for as long as they've been doing this. I mean, they're
That's
just trying
right.
to be more innovative and figuring out how can we eliminate the bad sites.
And while they're saying that, they continue to give the KOLs, key opinion leaders, more studies,
Yeah,
even
right.
though
But
they're
oftentimes the bad site. Not all KOLs are bad sites,
no.
but oftentimes they are. And
Ask any
talking to them,
CRA.
sure,
Ask
and
just any seasoned CRA. Here's an experiment for any site owner, anybody working at a site, or anybody with CRA colleagues. Ask any CRA who's been doing this for like 5 years or more. When you have a KOL, key opinion leader, PI, do they get preferential treatment as opposed to a normal site? And the answer is going to be yes from all of
oh yeah,
them, right?
yeah, I would
Now,
agree with
not
that.
every KOL is bad, but there are many that are.
Yeah.
And as far as quality of their data, not necessarily enrollment.
Hmm.
And I interviewed Dr. Jeff Kingsley, who talks about this all the time.
Right.
He says sites are de-incentivized right now to perform well. They're just paid for the data, and it has to be just good enough, just acceptable. It doesn't have to be great. If you enter data in 1 hour after the subject visit, as opposed to 1 week after the subject visit, you're basically going to get paid the same, right?
Hmm.
So you have
Hmm.
no incentive to like improve your process.
So it just dawned on me the booth that was the exhibitor that was across from us, Dr. Kingsley, who that is.
Yeah.
Because you bring this up all the time. And when I first walked in to our exhibitor booth and you said, "Hey, that's Dr. Kingsley," I was thinking to myself, "Yeah, I don't know who that is," but I do know now because
Wow.
you bring this up all the time.
That's a very Chris Sauber thing. Uh, Only you
You
would
like
do
you
that.
like that?
We meet a PI on Friday, and by Monday you forget his name when I mention him.
Yeah,
Only Chris Sauber.
that was only for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, but no, Kingsley's a great guy. He's and he's building a site network too,
Yeah.
right? I mean, just follow, look what other people are doing who know what they're doing. I mean, the roadmap is there, right? And
Oh,
if they're
absolutely.
wrong, you're still building something of
Hmm.
value for
You just
yourself and for the
change
industry.
course, change direction.
That's right. So that was the key takeaways for me was the importance of site networks. It's going to be what we do as DSCS is going to be even more important in 2020 and beyond.
Hopefully, you're right.
I think
Yeah,
so far
I
it
think
looks
you're
like
right,
it's headed that way.
and I agree with you. But we don't, unfortunately, we can't tell the future. So
That's right. But even if it's not,
we're still
we're
building
still
something.
building something for ourselves. We're providing
Yep.
value for our clients. We're helping people literally become millionaires,
Yep.
like Dr. Gonzalez, Gary DiDio. There's
Hmm.
countless others, right, that don't
Hmm.
want to be interviewed.
Right.
So the opportunities are there no matter what happens in the industry for the
Hmm.
sites, for the research naive, for the experienced, for the medium experienced, whatever stage you're at, there's opportunities,
Now,
right?
for now.
For now. And then we'll be doing bio next year in San Diego, bio 2020.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Looking forward to that too. Everyone says that that's better, right? People were
Yeah.
talking to you about it.
Everybody I talked to. I mean, not one of them said that, hey, DIA is much better than bio.
Wow.
Not one of them. Yeah, they all said it's at least twice as busy.
Good. So we'll see what as always, if you don't want to go, stay tuned. We'll tell you what we think, and this is our interpretations. But I literally talked to every booth that was there, and this was a theme.
Yeah, everyone.
I mean, I wouldn't like bet my life on it because maybe I missed one or two, but
All
yeah, I think I talked to every single booth.
right. All right, good.
Yeah, and I got a little goodie bag. You want to see?
No, I don't need to see. I was there. I know you got all kinds of crap.
This entire thing is full of nothing but
Swag.
goodies, swag
Swag.
I got from every booth.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that thing is heavy.
That's something else there, Dan.
Yeah, it's good stuff, guys.
Oh yeah.
Anything else, Chris?
No, I think that's good.
Have a happy
Well,
Fourth.
actually, I do have one other thing to say. I think
Okay.
these conferences are good to attend, even at just site level, right? Singular site level.
Yeah, there was a couple
I think
sites
there's
there.
value there.
Yeah, there was one from New Mexico. There was like a small site network from Florida, and I think they had another site in Tennessee. There are a couple other sites there. Um, I think it is good. I actually think for the sites, it's better to go to the conferences where there's not as many sites.
Hmm.
Like you always want to be different. Like this conference, DIA, there was like a handful of sites there, right?
Right.
From all the hundreds of exhibitors, there was only like less than a dozen sites,
Correct.
right? If you go to like Magi or site focused conferences,
Hmm.
you're not going to stand out as a site. I mean, yeah, there may be some value there as far as the training is more catered for you and the topics are more catered for you. But when it comes to doing business, you're just another site like in an ocean of similar sites. Just
Right.
like at AA, I mean, how many technology vendors were there? We don't even
That was the
remember.
Yeah, that was the majority.
Most of the booths were technology vendors.
Right.
So for them, I think they should go to the site conference.
No, you make a very valid point.
And I think the sites should go to DIA and bio because there's less sites. Like you
Yeah.
always want to be different. You always want to do something
Right.
else. And yeah, the trainings are not going to be for you and all that stuff, but the
But
networking business might be
right,
better.
right. What's important to your business is what you will see there, right?
Hmm.
If you're at DI or bio, you probably will have a lot more interactions with sponsors and CROs.
That's right. And if you're willing to stretch your knowledge base and actually learn, you can learn what big pharma's thinking, what biotechs are thinking, what they're talking about implementing. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know if they're talking about these same things at the site conferences, but here they're only talking about these things, right? So there's value, I think, more value as a site in going to this than one of the other ones where you don't stand out.
Right. So I'll have to take your word on that because I mean I completely agree with what you're saying, though I have no experience with it. Right. I've never been to
Yeah.
a site focused conference.
I've been to Scope. I keep getting cut off by any meeting. I've
Hmm.
been to Scope, which is much more site focused, but still, Scope is like a mix of DIA and I guess SCRS, which is all site focused, right?
Hmm.
Scope is like a good mix. I think that's a good conference.
Okay.
Um, I've never been to Magi or a CRS, but I can only imagine. I mean, there are just hundreds of like all the booths that we saw at DIA, they'd be all sites,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So
No,
how are you going to differentiate yourself? It's like being
right.
a tech vendor at DIA. Like every booth is a tech vendor. They do the same thing you do. They just have a different logo. Yours is red, theirs is purple.
Right. Right. And that's why I'm in agreement with you. You're much more
Mhm.
likely if you're one of a few to stand out opposed to one of all or many.
This
Right.
is why people need to listen to the podcast, Chris. We drop bombs. We talk about stuff that nobody talks about.
But I mean,
That could be good or bad.
right? But I mean, just to be fair, I have nothing for comparison. So maybe if you do go to one of these site focused conferences, maybe there's just a bazillion sponsors there walking around or CROs and talking to every booth that's a site, right? I mean, it's possible. I don't know.
The only conference that's gonna be worth it, hands down, is ours, Clinicon, whenever we
Of
pull that
course,
off. We
of
still got
course,
to find out if that's going to happen this year. It might be very small, which might be
right.
the best one of all time.
Somebody at the conference did say they were at a very small conference recently, and that was much better. There was only like 15 booths at the conference,
And they
and
preferred that.
yeah, they said because everybody focused on you, whoever you were, right?
Did they say
And
what the mix of the booths were?
no, I didn't ask, but this
All
was
the
this
same
was a
company?
CRO. The booth that
Oh,
I was speaking with was a CRO, and they said that it was just much better compared to DIA for
yeah, because
them.
the people imagine if it's like a 20-person conference or like well, not 20-person, but like a 20 booth conference, which would be like maybe 100 people conference, very intimate.
Right,
You're gonna literally, if it's a 4-day conference, you're gonna know everybody by the time you leave.
and that was his point exactly.
Like you're gonna have meaningful relationships.
Right.
So maybe we'll do it. Matter of fact, the next email as soon as we get off is gonna be follow up to Clinicon with the organizer and say, hey, are we still doing this, or are we
Hmm.
just pushing it back for 2020? I
Yeah.
think we should still do it in 2019 and just have like a tiny conference.
Well, we don't lose money, so
Might be
we'll see
good because we already have the venue. They already said it doesn't matter how
how
many
many
people
were
come.
right.
So the only thing is it's in Orlando and we're in California, so we got to go. I'd like to do this in California
Right.
at some point.
Hmm.
I don't care about the extra union costs and all that. Uh,
Yeah, costs are double.
yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean, DIA makes money, and they do it
Sure.
in California. They
Of
don't care
course,
where they go. So we
of
just
course.
need to get to the traction to where it doesn't matter.
Yep, of course.
Good. Good, 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 good. Anything else?
No, I think we're good.
This will be a great one to edit with all the any meeting
Yeah,
pauses.
you're gonna have about 30 edits in this thing.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for watching, listening,
Like the
and
hat.
thank you. Go Angels. Uh, rest in peace, Tyler Skaggs. I don't know if you heard the pitcher died.
I
Um,
vaguely heard something, I think last night about that, but I didn't know who.
yeah, 27-year-old. He was their ace. Young, local kid too from Santa Monica, and
Mm-hmm.
found dead in his hotel room. No suicide. No signs of foul play. So they don't know what the cause was, but he just like didn't wake up.
Weird.
Yeah, it's
Huh.
crazy.
Well, they'll know when they do the autopsy, hopefully.
Yeah, they said they're not gonna know for like 7 months or something like that.
Hmm. Weird. Usually an autopsy is like a week later, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the toxicity is a week later, and I don't know if they found anything, so they're doing an actual autopsy now.
Okay.
Could have
That's
just
very
been
bizarre.
natural causes. I mean,
Right.
you're
Well,
not
unfortunately,
guaranteed.
yeah, unfortunately, we human beings, we can die at any time, fortunately.
Yep, yep. So, anyways, yeah, go Angels. Site networks. Do what you got to do if you're a site. Figure it out. All right. This is just the first step. You heard this. Now go research it on your own, and then
There you
join
go.
our site network.
Yeah, very good.
All right. Send all complaints to Chris at brkthru.org, and
Thank you,
we'll
Dan.
catch y'all later. Bye bye.
Thanks, Dan. Always so kind with that.